Hello, everybody, and welcome to my tutorial series revolving around making your own Pokemon game. Pokemon is a JRPG, as most of you probably know, because we're going with the mainline style, and we're going to go a bit more classic. We're going to go 2D, we're going to go tile maps, and you're going to learn a lot of cool things that'll get you started on your way on making your own games. This is not a ROM hack. This is not using something like RPG Maker. This is making your own from scratch. We won't be using, or at least I won't be using, any actual Pokemon art in this example. I'll be using everything that is either open source or royalty free. Most will be found on Open Game Art, and I'll provide links to all the assets I'll be using. But feel free to use your own assets if you wish. Just try and make sure it's kind of structured similarly to how the art assets I'm picking is structured, in that most of it's going to be tile map or sprite sheets. But you can always ask if you need any assistance in importing your own assets that you want to mess around with. This is supposed to be pretty flexible. There's not one way to do anything, but we'll be kind of just going through some of the easier implementations that we can work towards making our Pokemon game. This video is for just setting up your project. It is not about making the Pokemon game itself. That will be the next video where we start working on making our own levels with the tile map tool in Unity. So if you already have your own setup, you can probably just quickly read the description for version and whatnot and move on to the next video. But if you're brand new, might as well click getting started on the Unity page and move on to individual, because that is what you are, and personal. That way it's free as long as you're making less than 100K in the last year with your projects, which if you're new, you're not doing that at all. And then just follow the flow through making like your own little personal account and downloading the Unity Hub. And then once you have the Unity Hub, you need to install the correct version. Now we're going to be using at least at the beginning, 2020.2.1 F1. All that really matters is you get a 2020.2 or higher, and it'll be compatible with this series. Anything lower, it might be fine, but there could be some new features that we take advantage of, as Unity's been slowly improving their 2D workflow, as it started as a 3D thing. So with that, get that downloaded, and then create your new project. Make sure to select the version we just downloaded. Set this to 2D. All these are, like, you can switch from one to the other. It's doing is setting up your project in a way that best suits each one. And we're going to be doing 2D, so do that. Make your project whatever you want to call it. And probably better than this name is just I have a ton of Pokemon projects now. We're not using the agents. And I'll throw it in my little Pokemon tutorial folder. And then hit create, and depending on the speed of your computer, you might have to wait a little while. Here's my notes. Other things while setting up, you get your Unity project. Like I said, I was getting most of my stuff from Open Game Art. We'll be using this tile map, at least for the first few episodes, as well as, well, that didn't help, but this little character we'll be using as our main character, and other NPCs for the first few episodes. Both will have links in the description. We got our Unity. We've set up a project in 2D. I showed you that. Okay, let's just go over what we're going to be doing. So, yeah, this episode is just about setting up. The next episode will be about starting to create your levels. So we're going to set up your tile map data. We're going to make your tile map palettes. So we'll be basically turning that sprite sheet into something we can actually use to paint our levels. Oh, sweet. The project's ready and empty. So when it's finally kicked itself into gear, this is what you get. It opens up a sample scene, has a camera, and that's about it. But that's all you need right now. If you've gone to here, success. You've started the project. And in the next video, we'll start actually making use of this. Yeah, the next video will be overworld creation, so making it so we can paint a bunch of different levels. And then the next video will be movement and some light collision. So we'll be basically constructing like your starting town. We're going to have a few like houses and trees to bump into, and your character's going to move around in the environment. Then we'll start creating NPCs and other objects you can interact with. So the professor character that you can talk to, or your mom, or whatever. Maybe even like at the beginning where you have like a console you interact with or something. Like just light stuff. Then we need to make Pokemon battles. That is the whole other part of the game. So you have moving in the world, and then you have Pokemon battles. Those are the two main pieces of Pokemon. But then also there's that third little thing, which is Pokemon's a game about a lot of quantity of stuff. I guess quality too, but quantity is a big thing. It's about having hundreds of different structures of Pokemon, which so you need to make a template for one and create a bunch. So we're going to start looking into that early on as well. And we'll probably just kind of build on to that. So we'll start off with some basic stats, name, art, and then we can move on to like how maybe the same type of Pokemon has more randomized stats. You're trying to find the perfect one, or maybe you want to add shinies in, so you have like an alternative art that shows up rarely. And then organization, like how you have to equip them, how you have to place like them in wild grass, or have trainers that collect them. So that becomes I think the biggest part of Pokemon that becomes hard when you're structuring it yourself is just organizing all this, because it's not a crazy game. It's a game that ran on the original Game Boy, but there's accession to it and there's organization to it. I think that is where I think a lot of people will need a little bit of help, I think, especially if they're new to game development. And then, items. And items can be as crazy as we want. We can have potions, we'll have Pokeballs, but then you can have stuff like, item finder or XP share, stuff that kind of injects more features into the game. But these are like the basic things that, once done, we'll kind of have created our own Pokemon game, and then we can just keep adding on until eventually we've kind of cloned or improved upon Pokemon. So that's the plan for this. Even though I'll probably have structured it where I'll have a few videos planned in advance as I go. Any questions you have can be thrown into the comments, or you can join us in Discord, and I have a channel within there for specifically this series. Um, they'll either get answered immediately in chat or in the comment, or they'll be maybe even inspire another video, which might not happen immediately because I'll probably have a few videos planned first, but then I'll be able to throw in certain things. Like if you were interested in setting up the gym badges and gym trainers and stuff like that, then once we have enough stuff, like we have the NPCs set up, we have Pokemon Battle set up, then yeah, we can probably set up the uniqueness of gyms against other Pokemon trainers. So feel free to always ask for more advice, and I'll hopefully get to it pretty soon. So that's it for this video. Just a little intro. Please subscribe to be able to be notified when the other videos come. They'll be hopefully rolling out like maybe 2 a week or so, and we'll slowly just fill out this Pokemon game. Hopefully you'll also be able to work on it in between videos. The idea is that this is kind of like I kind of set you up to create your own vision rather than us all make the same thing. So once you have the tile map stuff set up, make as many levels as you want, and then we can link those all together. Yeah, so hope you guys like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.